do all it can.
Hi there, this video is live, contingency planning.
Be caused by these strikes. So
UK video, UK 2022.
The use of armed forces personnel at ports and airports, it's stepping in for border force staff and ambulance drivers.
The time's down there. It is the 12th of December 2022. Yeah, this is live Red Alert, contingency planning, video UK 2022.
With ambulances and other vehicles that they may well be requested to drive if workers go out on strike as planned later this month. And we're told the government's also talking to the rail industry to ensure that freight flows as freely as possible when these strikes kick in. So that's what they're doing to attempt to minimise the disruption. As for the strikes themselves, well, yesterday the government refused a last-minute offer from the Royal College of Nursing to meet over pay and discuss that in particular. Let's have a listen to the General Secretary of the Royal College of Nursing, Pat Cullen, with her message to the Health Secretary, Steve Barclay.
This is a really historic week that we're heading into for nurses, and the Health Secretary should not be leaving them out in the cold, looking for answers from himself and the government. And Mr Barclay knows only too well that I meet him for negotiations, either directly or through the conciliation that we can do through ACAS. So when he talks about his open door, he's not really serious about stopping the action if he doesn't take me up on that offer.
Now, the arguments from the government side is very much based on the situation around inflation and rising prices. They say if pay increases were to be awarded to NHS workers and others that go over and above inflation, it would simply make that problem worse. And also, it's not affordable in the short term either. So at the moment,
oh dearie do me, we are in trouble.
With plenty of disruption, but also determination from the trades unions to hold firm and hold out for better pay.
Jonathan, thank you.
There you go, guys.
Well, healthcare workers in Northern Ireland have gone on strike this morning over pay and staffing levels. We can go live to Antrim, speak to our correspondent Chris Page, who's there. Morning, Chris. What are going to be the impact of these strikes?
Strike. Everyone's on strike.
Like this are being set up across Northern Ireland. Here at Antrim Area Hospital, members of the Unison trade union are just making preparations.
Get on with your lives and stop moaning.
To join the pickets. The dispute is about pay and conditions, as you say. Two unions are involved, Unison here and also the Northern Ireland Public Service Alliance. So
it's winter, there's snow around us. Be cheerful, be happy. Stop protesting. Get a life.
They're working with unions to minimise the disruption to patients, and the trade union laws mean that truly life-saving medical treatments can't be interrupted. So, for example, scans and surgery, they will be going ahead as normal. Whenever it comes to the heart of this dispute, well, last week the workers were offered a pay rise of at least £1,400 each, but the unions rejected that. They said when you take into account the rising cost of living, that very high rate of inflation at the moment, well, that amounts to a pay cut in reality. So all this is happening at a time when there's no devolved government here in Northern Ireland. The Democratic Unionist Party has been blocking the formation of a power-sharing executive at Stormont over its opposition to the Brexit trade border with the rest of the UK. So the unions really are directing their message at the senior civil servants here in effect running Northern Ireland at the moment, and at the Westminster government, who has been setting budgets for Northern Ireland in recent weeks in the absence of local ministers.
Okay, Chris, thank you for that update.
Oh dear, aren't they very sad people?
Have just come out. Nina is here to tell us what's happening. Morning, Nina.
Yeah, good morning. So this is something we look at every month. It's the overall value reflected of what we make or do. Really interesting this month. So this is looking at the month of October. Now, during that period, the economy actually grew by 0.5% on the face.
Very interesting.
But it's partly because we're comparing that to September. That was the month the Queen died, and so economic activity slowed down significantly. And if you put it in the context of the 3 months up to October, well, over that period, the economy contracted by 0.3%. It's that time when prices were really starting to rise, belts were beginning to be tightened, and so that economic activity slowed down as well. And over that period, if this continues, this trend up to December, we will then see the second quarter in which the economy contracted. That means from the beginning of next year, we are likely to see a recession being confirmed.
And that word recession, just spell it out to us. Why is that so alarming right across the economy?
It is alarming. As the economy gets smaller, there's less investment, fewer jobs are available, it means less spend, wages can't keep up then with inflation, our standards of living reduce quite significantly. Is it a blip? Well, the Bank of England says not. They say we can expect the longest recession for a century. They say unemployment will double. We've heard from the Chancellor in the last 10 minutes. He says today's figures showed some growth, but I want to be honest, there is a tough road ahead. Like the rest of Europe, we are not immune from the aftershocks of COVID-19, Putin's war and high global prices. I mean, they don't always get these predictions wrong. It's right, it's important to say that. But as we look ahead, prices keep rising, wages aren't keeping pace. We're seeing discontent with millions of workers. And the reality is all of us, in some way or another, are feeling the force of these economic shifts.
Indeed.
Nina, thank you.
Thanks for the numbers that are into it.
King Charles and the Queen.
There you go. Like this video, please hit a thumbs up. You subscribe to Shot and Sun James with the full spiel with yours. This is my friend Sparky and Jimbo on the ITF Friday for me. Every Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. in the afternoon. And this is till that is 1500 to 1700 every Saturday. And listen to me on Last Show with John Andrews every Sunday at 9 to 12 p.m. on the WICKES Radio Station Show. The Squires and Shot and Sun James, and that is the Christmas card for the royal family of the Queen Consort and, well, King Charles III. Thanks for the video. Please subscribe to Shot and Sun James.